Hello, hello, hello. Coming to you live from my cell phone. Gonna do a more slow-paced, talkative, in-the-mix type video today. Hope you guys enjoy it. It's about emphasis and de-emphasis. There is a really great resource about emphasis and de-emphasis that I will link either in this video right now or in the description by a man named Dan Worrall. If you don't know who he is, please go get acquainted. I would be shocked if you don't know who he is, but again, I've been shocked before. Yes, one of his oldest videos, but great insight. I've been learning a lot from his YouTube over the last couple weeks, and I am now siphoning that information into my YouTube channel for you guys. Emphasis and de-emphasis. This is how you do it. This is how to use it in Ableton Live 11. Bang. Emphasis and de-emphasis sounds very intimidating, but it's not. It's actually extremely useful. Let's get a break. Here's the break. I'm gonna pitch it down a little bit. So I guess the best way to show you this would be duplicate the track and flip its phase, turn off the DC offset. So we have these two tracks going right now. So now whatever we do to this other track, we're gonna hear only the difference. I'm really only creating this null test so you can hear what emphasis and de-emphasis does. If you were to take this one right here and bump it up, now we're getting a bunch of really nice low end. If we're to duplicate this EQ and input its exact reciprocal, it nulls again. If I turn this EQ off, see, it comes back. But when I turn this EQ on, it nulls. So this tells us that this scenario right here doesn't change the sound, right? It's doing absolutely nothing to the sound. We're adding emphasis in this EQ. And then in this EQ, we are de-emphasizing the emphasis that we created. So realistically, it's doing absolutely nothing to the sound. That is unless we put a saturator between these two. Now the difference that we're hearing is what the saturator is doing to the drum bus. We don't really need the null test anymore. That was just to show you that putting two EQs in sequence like this doesn't change the sound whatsoever. Whatever emphasis you add, so if we were to bump up this 3 right here, as long as we input those same things into this other side, so Q of 0.71, 5.58 decibels at 2.11 kilohertz. There we go. And then we make this opposite, so negative 5.58. This will still null. There's no change happening. So using this concept, we can get a fatter sound out of stuff. We'll use a 2. We'll give it a pretty hefty boost at like 80. And now we will listen to that. Yeah, sounds pretty cruddy. But let's put a saturator after it. Let's use Saturn. Turn this up a little bit. And, I mean, that sounds pretty funky, pretty squelchy. I like that. But watch what happens if I copy and paste this EQ over and apply de-emphasis to this 2. So it's negative 12.1. Yeah. So now let's listen to some differences. So it's definitely making a change. And also I can show you now what it sounds like with and without the emphasis and de-emphasis running. So yeah, that's emphasis and de-emphasis. This is a isolated example. Maybe I have a mix out here that I can show you it on. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna do this emphasis and de-emphasis thing on a master. I'm just gonna bump some of this 1 right here. Then I'm gonna duplicate it and reverse its gain, 6.82. So now if I turn these off, nothing changes. Just to keep it all Ableton stock, let's throw in the saturator from Ableton itself. And then I'm just going to bump it up 10 decibels and subtract 10. And I've actually changed my mind on this EQ. I am going to instead bump 2. We're gonna bump 2 at around 80 hertz. Copy and paste it and reciprocate. Negative 12.3. And let's listen to that. Yeah, nice and squelchy now. Let's listen to it with and without. Yeah, this is like my go-to master saturator right now. The way it's set up, first we have this utility bringing down the gain, making it quiet. Without it, it's louder. But with it turned on, it dips at negative 12.4 decibels. And I have that linked up with this knob here that says press. Right, so it doesn't really matter where it's at. That is probably going to change. Then that's going into an EQ8, which is boosting this one area right here. You can see it going up and down from this gain knob right here. And the span is just the frequency that it's going to cover. And you might already be noticing it's linked to reciprocate with this other one over here so that they cancel out. Whatever gain occurs is taken away from the second EQ8. And the span is the same. So that's that. We might as well just turn this other EQ8 on. The change comes from this saturator right here in the middle. This is a J37. This is how I have it set up. You can feel free to copy these settings. Listen to what happens when I turn it on. Here we go. Pretty rancid. That's why we have this input utility thing here to help us out, because that utility right here is linked with another utility all the way on the other side over here after this other EQ, and you can see it's gaining. So where this utility eases the input, this utility boosts the output. So this is saturation on the J37. This other green knob is the in and out. If you keep the in super low and then crank the out, it tends to sound nice and creamy and subtle. But the more that you change that, the more gnarly it's gonna get. That is my video about emphasis and de-emphasis. Yeah, I'm not necessarily trying to rip Dan off here, but I feel like the people watching my videos could benefit greatly from this concept of emphasis and de-emphasis. So I hope you found that useful. Thank you very much for checking this video out. Please subscribe and ring that notification bell if you have not. We are almost at 600 subscribers. Maybe we can reach 600 by the end of the month, you know? Let's see. Let's see how it goes. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. Check out my socials if you want. I post questions on Instagram all the time that end up getting answered in YouTube videos. So yes, thank you for stopping by and enjoy your day, and please stay safe. The world is fucking nuts.